opportunity of staying in a tournament they are hosting. It's lots of pressure on the youngsters as we look at various traveling fans from all over the African continent here in Tanzania to enjoy continental football and witness the next generation of Africa's finest youngsters. Uganda will be putting on the traditional away colors for the tournament, that is yellow. Nigeria, the traditional home kit will be green as we look at Uganda's captain Gavin Kizito, who will be marshalling their central defense. Standing right next to him is Akiora Tijani, the captain of the Golden Eaglets, including the goalkeeper Sandy Stephen. Another change as we shall confirm those starting 11s for you. A tactical battle, it is one between Samuel Kwesipa and Manu Gaba. What a tournament we've had at this year's edition. Lots and lots of goals, fantastic play from the youngsters here in the tournament. When it comes down to African football, you really never miss out on the colorful fans out there in the stands. As the rains come down, we don't have record attendance yet, and some of the fans on this part of Tanzania of Chamazi are still thronging the stadium. But you can be sure as night follows day, they will be coming in big numbers. Both sets of players preparing to walk out of the tunnel. One side is five-time world champions, and on the other side is a team that is making their debut at the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. So a big imbalance, but it's 11 up against 11 and it's 90 minutes out there. And if we have to go by statistics at this tournament yet, it is one that is very, very close to call. Is on Group B. Group A, it's competitive just like Group B, which has Senegal, Cameroon, Guinea and Morocco. Various African giants clashing for glory. And the fans here to witness that drama. Anyways, it is a 6-pointer for both sides, as they really will be looking for a win to be sure of making it to the next round. As we shall, as the game goes on, take you through the mathematics of the game and the group. Just to explain to you, what's an opportunity of making it to the next round. As both sets of players then walk out, the moment everyone has been waiting for is finally here. Nigeria up against Uganda, live from Chamazi. The 2019 Total Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations does not get more interesting than this. The third group stage match, the match that determines who lives and who stays. Battle between the West and the East. Between perennial campaigners and newcomers. What is similar is that all sets of players are under 17. So this will kick off with both sets of national anthems, and the first one will be that of the Golden Eaglets, Nigeria.
national anthem of Uganda.
So there we go then, as we get ready for battle now. Nigeria up against Uganda. The national anthem's out of the way. As both sets of players going for final positioning. It's a game that the youngsters will certainly know a thing or two about. A game they will have been told is a six-pointer, one they will certainly will try and make sure they pick maximum points from, because the spot in the semi-finals is at stake. As we look at Nigeria's starting 11 for today's game, two casualties including Olakune Oluseguni and Suleiman Schweib dropping to the bench. The keeper Sunday Stevens starts in goal alongside Shedrack Tanko, David Akuro Ishaya, Chigozi Ikena and Ogaga David Oduko starting their defense. And in the midfield will be the captain Okikiora Tijani alongside Mayoa Obayoni, with Ayobami Amo, Olatomi Alfred and Ibrahim Jeba supporting Wisdom Ubani, who certainly will be leading the attack this afternoon. The officials today, Blaise Yuvengwa from Cameroon will be held out by Shams Emil from the Seychelles and Adam Brahimi Ahmad from Chad. Just making sure we have an incident-free 90 minutes here in Chamazi. It's a big one, whichever way you look at it. It's a massive, massive battle. As we look at Uganda's starting 11, Kwesi Pa Samuel has been forced into one change as the returning Juma Ibrahim replaces Sababega on the right. And they'll be joined by Gavin Kizito in central defense, Samson Kasozi and Justin Opiro playing in defense, alongside Thomas Kakaire in the midfield, Davis Sekaja, Andrew Kawoya, and Uganda's front three are unchanged as Yiga Najib, Ivan Asaba and Rogers Mugisha will lead the attack. Manu Gaba is the man in charge of Nigeria's tactics this afternoon in a big tactical battle with Samuel Kwesi Pa. Both coaches this afternoon have a West African feel. Uganda's head coach is from Ghana. You will know a thing or two about their opposition this afternoon. Hoping that is an advantage to Team Uganda, but certainly the statistics of the tournament have shown that both sides will battle to the death in this one. There he is. So he's last senior major competitive battle with Uganda's Caps. He's been talking about how important this game is, suggesting it's a game they must win. He's been telling his players the importance of this battle. Can be very sure Uganda has been doing exactly the same. Nigeria might be on 6 points. But if results go against them today, they face a risk of not making it to the semi-finals. to officially kick us off. Mr. Blaise Yuven Ngwa. Fans have been waiting for this game, one that tops Group A. To know who actually finishes out on top and who finishes second. Both teams making it to the semi-finals. Tournament that has seen so many twists and turns, some fantastic goals. The few emerging superstars that will shape the future of African football in the years to come. So the battle for supremacy, the search for bragging rights. The question is, who will finish top of Group A? Welcoming you to our live broadcast as we enjoy the finest on the continent. Uganda playing from left to right, and again I should say the traditional yellow kit away from home. Nigeria playing from right to left. Roger Mugisha. Uganda trying to control possession here is Opiro Justin, supported in the midfield by David Sekaja. To Juma Ibrahim, and well, throwing this one forward, looking for Mugisha Rogers. An option up front in Uganda Jeep. Defensive work as well from Okaka, David Oduko. Referee suggesting it will be a throw-in for Uganda's Cabs. Expect a very pacey game from both sides, who prefer using their wings as they are very, very, very fast forwards. One of the bigger things we shall be looking out for is who controls possession as this is brought into the area. Good chance for Uganda in the opening few minutes now. This is Thomas Kakaire who had the touch, loses possession. Now here comes Nigeria trying to throw this one forward to Wisdom Opani. Muchingimi is coming Kizito, the Ugandan captain, as well. So Yobami Amo will be playing on Nigeria's right. Another very pacey winger, suddenly will be closely watched. Here come Nigeria now. Tijani, the captain, twisting and turning, doing well to keep possession. Now a chance to strike this from distance. Good defensive work from Uganda. It's going to be that kind of affair. End-to-end stuff. Rogers Mugisha. Uganda Jeep. Crosses now this into the area. Good control in there. Good chance! What an opportunity for Uganda Jeep in the opening 3 minutes here in Chamazi. Uganda easily could have taken the lead here, but his ball was always rising. Got to appreciate the pressure these boys are playing under this afternoon, and you wonder how comfortably they will come their nerves throughout the 90 minutes. Suddenly that was close. Kiora Tijani playing in that midfield alongside Mayoa Abayoni, alongside Ibrahim Jaba and Oyobani Amo. Nigeria having a perfect start to the tournament. Well, offensively, not defensively. Pitching Tanzania 5-4 for the beat Angola by a goal to nil. The penalty that was scored by a man who starts on the bench today, Olakune Olseguni. Kind of not having the perfect start to the tournament, losing out to Angola before they beat the Serengeti boys of Tanzania by 3 goals to nil. So you can understand the situation both coaches will be in this afternoon. It's crucial they pick maximum points here. Tijani. Battling for possession. Thomas Kakaire as well, the Nigerian captain. Tommy Alfred and Bayoni will be charged with controlling the pace of this one. Here is Seka Jado quickly finding Kawoya. Asaba. doing well. Throwing this one out wide to Rogers Mugisha, who strikes this from distance. Many speculating strikes were seen from the opening few, suddenly both going to Uganda, converting 9. To bring Sandy Stephen into action earlier on in the game. One of the few highlights of the tournament is how many goals we've seen scored from outside the area. These youngsters absolutely fearless and absolutely adventurous. Sometimes get it, sometimes you don't. A free kick for the men in yellow. And foul was on Alfred Mugisha, Rogers Mugisha, beg your pardon, one of the goal scorers in Uganda's game against Tanzania. Be looking to double his own advantage at the tournament as this is thrown in to Ishaya. The hashtag is Total AFCON Under-17 as we continue with the big football discussion across the continent. I'm very sure many football fans have different views about this tournament. Certainly you can join us on the hashtag and share your opinion as well. It's one that cuts across the continent. It's 8 nations here. Everyone is in the discussion. Here come Nigeria now, try and look for chances. Jaba. The flag was up. Tournament in the development of footballers all over the world to play football competitively at this stage, so you can master your art, improve your confidence, and might be considered a junior tournament, but certainly isn't by standards of world football today. We've seen 17-year-olds play for their national sides in some of the top clubs in world football. Youngsters out there today will know they are being watched all over the world for opportunities. It includes the respective national team coaches of their respective countries. Here come Uganda now, trying to keep possession with Juma Ibrahim, losing it out. Kiora Tijani really runs the show at the center of the park, doesn't he, the captain? Everything goes through him. He controls Nigeria's possession and the pace at which they play. In a battle with Travis Sekaja and Andrew Kawe on the other side. It's got a better start for Uganda. Now Nigeria have a chance to throw this into the area and put Uganda's defense under more pressure, including Jacob Makech, the goalkeeper. Sayobami Hamo. With a sweet left foot. So you have got 5 options just at the edge of Uganda's area. Ibrahim Jaba, one of the options in there. Since taken shot to the captain, Tijani. Takes it long and it'll be a disappointing one for Manugaba's side. Have the pedigree, but certainly not the experience. About Nigeria being 5-time world champions, but it's not the set of players that was part of that competition. Learned a thing or two from those that were there before they emerged. Now this is thrown into the area looking for options. One of those was Rogers Mugisha. Goes out long, throw in for Nigeria. Tijani. Tilly Darling with possession just around his own area. A huge mistake sometimes. Juma heads this one but loses possession to Uganda once again. Here comes Olatomi Alfred. Olatomi Alfred is scored from this kind of area at the tournament, tries to strike this from distance. When you talk about long-range strikes in Tanzania, and then you've got to talk about Nigeria. He's got 3 of those, so Uganda's got to keep it very tight right in front of their back four. Two midfielders have got to be very compact. Nigeria now a chance to throw this into the area, looking for anyone in green. 5 options in there. Can it find any of them good and high? Oh, Uganda can come away trying to launch their own counter-attack. Juma Ibrahim returns to the starting 11. First player to receive a red card at the tournament. 0-0 between Nigeria and Uganda. David Akulo is playing alongside Chigozie Ikena inside Nigerian central defense. A big battle on their hands this afternoon to contain Sawa Ivan and Higanaji inside Rogers Mugisha. Chakam Nigeria now pushing forward, looking for chances. Good opportunity for Ibrahim Jaba. The referee suggests that was a foul from Andrew Kawoya. This is why. Close to getting to the ball, Ugandan midfielder. It's Nigeria growing into confidence, growing into the game as well, having more and more possessions and having more offensive play in Uganda's half. Tijani to Olatami, out wide to Oduko. Back, twisting and turning, bring this into the area. He's got an option in there. Still chance for Nigeria to strike this from distance. Good defensive work. Oh yeah. Returning Thomas Kakaire. It has a lot of midfield play. Uganda's another option in attack. Now is offside at the edge of the area. Nigeria players believe that should have been a free kick. Mr. Mubami. Much of the ball in the midfield, which again confirms the philosophy that both sides will try and use their wings as much as they can. To look at Ishaya. Moving forward now, throwing a long one. Trying to find Oduko. Uganda can come out with this one now with Rogers Mugisha. He's battling for possession. To the interchange between Ugaga Oduko and Ibrahim Jaba. Konsa now for Nigeria in the midfield. Battle between the 6 of players. Suddenly a tough that will help both. Both coaches suggesting they would want to keep the ball. They want to enjoy the possession and create as many chances from build-ups as they can. Suddenly the Chamazi Stadium has got Astro Turf for a ground, so perfect playing conditions then. temperatures as well for the players and the fans. It's hot and humid in this part of the continent. We had some showers right before kickoff. Players will have enjoyed that. It's a worry for Ibrahim Jabba. Now Nigeria can come with this one with Olatami pushing it out wide to Ayobami Amo. And I've seen struggle to actually enjoy their offensive play since the opening 10 minutes. Nigeria seem to have done well defensively. It'll be the challenge for the remainder of the game to Uganda's 3 attackers in this one. I've enjoyed more goals, having scored 6 so far. Uganda's 3. Uganda throws this one forward now, trying to find anyone in yellow. One of the options was Igana Jim. Ikena to Shadrach Tanko. Football fans will keep in mind that Tanzania's Serengeti boys are up against Angola. The other game, both games kicking off at the same time. To Oduko. Oduko does well. Chance to create space and bring this one into the box. He's got a couple of options there. One of those is the captain, Tijani. Oduko, Tijani. Olatomi. Now here is Jabba. Chance! Ayobami Amo found himself in yards of space. Just wasn't sure who was around him and took this one wide. Meaning the context of how important this game is, that was such a big opportunity, just like Uganda's Rogers Mugisha had in the opening few. Chances coming and chances going. Here come Uganda now with a chance to bring this into the area. One of those Rogers Mugisha taken back. Thomas Kakaire. Now here is Opiro to Rogers Mugisha. To find that space and trying to strike this from distance. Just for Uganda now, just outside the area. Alban Asaba is the player who had that touch. A good defensive work from Nigeria as we see a foul now on Wisdom Ubani. These two teams will have their senior players as part of the Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt, kicking off in June. In the same group, we'll be battling for the same goal. I suggest that was a foul from Justin Opiro at the edge of Uganda's area. Big opportunity now for Nigeria's Golden Eaglets. This is why Wisdom Ubani came off once, the lead striker for the men in green this afternoon. Now what an opportunity. Got options. One of those is the captain, Kikiora Tijani, and Wisdom Ubani. This has been left to Ubani, who will try and now just Jaco Makechi in Uganda's goal, followed by a wall, 5 Ugandan players. Ubani trying to get Nigeria onto the score sheet. Here is Ubani! Always rising. Andrew Kawaya gets Uganda's next throw. It will quickly be taken by Justin Opiro. Back to his own defense as it's taken out long, easily headed out by Apuro Ishaya. 0-0 between Nigeria and Uganda. It is the head-to-head statistic that is considered fast in case two teams finish with the same statistics in the group. Then we can go on with goal difference, and then the highest number of goals in all the group matches the sides have played in their various groups. We've got a defensive mix-up as Nigeria kick this out, and Uganda will give themselves a corner kick. Shadrach Tanko is the guilty party. He's trying to clear this one now, just couldn't get his footing right. Now, Rogers Mugisha to throw this into the area, looking for anyone in chance. Good chance on the upright. Big opportunity for Samson Kasonzi. He had the touch right, but the upright. And well, the foul, keeping Nigeria at 0-0. To expect some goals from this one. Suddenly, those teams have been comfortable finding the back of the net in the games they have played, so expect to struggle with those. Olatomi trying to find that shooting space. Does a good job in running in on the left and then cutting right into the center and then letting fly. He's done that at the tournament before, so Uganda will have to be worried. Here come Uganda though. Chance to bring this into the area. He's got an option in the, I think it was Uganda Jeep. Was it Rogers Mugisha actually? Wasn't sure. This would be easily cleared by David Akuro, landed on him unexpectedly. The 13th edition tournament that has seen West African sides really dominate it over the years since 1995.
Okay.
Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia and Mali winning it on 2 occasions each. So Nigeria looking their third, while Uganda leaving themselves with an opportunity of leaving a mark of their maiden appearance. An opportunity for Uganda now to throw this into the area. Sekaja out wide. Good chance for Uganda. Now twisting and turning, trying to strike this from distance. The Uganda plus are suggesting there had been a handball inside the Nigerian box. The referee suggesting otherwise. Most fans in the stadium thought that had ended in the back of the net. It was quite a side netting situation. He's going to try to push forward once again. That is a foul on Thomas Kakaire. And yellow trying to pile the pressure, and that comes with a yellow card for the captain, Okikiora Tijani. It's Mayora Bayoni who actually picked up that booking. The captain was instead complaining to the referee, suggesting that should never have been the case. Coaches don't want players who are heavily involved in their defensive play to get early questions in matches like this one, because the next small mistake could actually get you into an early shower. It will be important that they hold on to discipline at the center of the park, the Golden Eaglets. Andrew Kawoya with the latest opportunity for Uganda's Cubs. Uganda has only left 2 players outside that 18-yard area, showing how much they are very much interested in scoring here. 6 of those inside the Nigerian box. Andrew Kawoya. So close, yet so far. Ayobami. His target was Ibrahim Jaba. Couldn't get it to him. Uganda can easily come over with this one now. Ivan Asaba without left. Looking for options. Good support from Juma Ibrahim. Now chance to bring this into the area. Easily stopped. Uganda easily get the ball just outside the area. Andrew Kawoya getting a free shot just outside the 18-yard box, but good defensive work again from Nigeria as Uganda tried to get possession back. Nigeria doing well to try and counter-attack, but that is a foul. Wisdom Ubani. The yellow card. Samson Kasozi, one of the 2 central defenders in Uganda's setup this afternoon. Card will go a long way in impacting on Uganda's play. He will be more cautious, but also it means he misses the next game. Because Uganda make it to the semi-finals. Yeah, disappointing one. He's been an ever-present in Uganda's central defense since the tournament started. Samson Kasozi. It's also a tournament that so many coaches have actually used to give as many youngsters opportunities. So you have an option suddenly that will come into the side. Tijani. Now Ayobami twisting and turning outside the Ugandan area. Good defensive work though. As far as Wisdom Ujani. Inside, the Uganda Cranes will battle Zimbabwe, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Egypt in Group A. The Africa Cup of Nations. Egypt and Zimbabwe will open up the tournament. Nigeria Roberto, Guinea, Madagascar and Burundi. Tournament, certainly most of these youngsters will be keeping a very keen eye on. A chance to rope into senior players. Now here come Nigeria into the area. Good opportunity, good side from Jaco Makech. Still, more defensive work from Uganda. Nigeria lose out on possession. What an opportunity. Another one for the men in green. Now, here can come Uganda. Trying to create chances, trying to find space. Giga Najib. Almost Kakaire, almost lost possession, but Sekaja gets it back. Kakaire to Juma Ibrahim. Wisdom Ubani up against Opiro. Ubani does well, beats his man, beats the second man, does well to keep possession, looking to chunk this out. All right, one of the options was Ayobami Amo. Instead went to Alotami Alfred. Struck this one and got straight to Jaco Makech. So the big save to pull off already, the youngster in Uganda's goal. What opportunity for Olatami Alfred. Nigeria missing a host of chances in their game against Angola, but going on to win it by a goal to nil. Certainly seems to be the case this afternoon. They'll hope to convert one or two of those. Otherwise, be a side under lots of pressure in the closing minutes if this stays this way. Olatami. Opiro. Sekaja. Ivan Asaba. Olatami. Good defensive play, but here come Nigeria once again. Mayowa Ayobami stretching this out wide, looking for Ogaga Oduko. He's got support from Ibrahim Jaba. Instead had decided to find Wisdom Ubani. Going for a quick water break. It's part of the rules here at the tournament, partly because of the temperatures as well. Every half an hour we head to the touchline to have a refreshment, but also for the coaches who probably have another opportunity of talking to the players and telling them what they must be doing right and what they are not getting right. A few question marks about Nigeria's defense. If we consider those 4 goals against the Serengeti boys, so they did well in keeping a clean sheet against Angola. So we have considered 4 goals compared to Uganda's 1. This is an opportunity as Uganda brought this into the box. Good header from Samson Kasozi hitting the upright, and the referee suggesting there had been an impediment on the defense and then the side netting. "34 minutes on the clock in Chamazi." Hope to Tanzania Premier League side Azam, who themselves have a few West Africans playing for them in their ranks. One of the younger sides in the top division in the Tanzania Premier League in 2014, and going on to currently hold the regional championship, the Sekafa Kagame Cup. One of the 2 venues used for the tournament. They're doing well to keep possession and keeping this one into play, but only as far as Nigeria's defense. Ishaya The long one of the options was Ayobami Amo, who's with Uganda's captain, who does well. Mugisha. Support is Asaba. Goes for Brahim Juma, brings the cross into the area. Good defensive work once again from Chigozi Ikena. Now here can break Nigeria, looking for options out left. Jaba. A battle of masses. A battle of strength as well from Ibrahim Jaba. Justin Opiro. You see both sides return to what we consider their strongest teams. Like I said, Nigeria having more changes in today's starting 11, including the goalkeeper Sandy Stephen. As we look at Nigeria in control of the possession, 62%. Shots and those on target. The most important statistic is the one to the top left of your screen, 0-0. Kakaire to Asaba. Now, Domubani does well to get quickly onto this one, beating Gavin Kizito, the Ugandan captain, and will be a corner kick for Nigeria. Ayobami Amo to deliver this one, brings it quite high. The goalkeeper had quickly come off his line and did drop the ball. The referee suggesting that was a foul. Olatomi Alfred did have a kick on Jack Komakech. The Ghana goalkeeper probably didn't get in contact with that very dangerous boot from Alfred. This is the ball. Wide, one of the options in there, Ogaga Oduko. Goalkeeper should have had safer hands than that, and he couldn't keep this one under control. Oh, here come Uganda once again. Asaba. Opiro. Back to Asaba. There is Najib. What you make of the tactical battle currently between Samuel Kwesi-Parr, and in charge of the Cubs, and Mugaba. Important for both sets of players to keep their nerve and keep a clean sheet in this one. The fans will know they have witnessed some last-minute goals at the tournament, so they certainly will keep at the edge of their feet until the game comes to an end. As Uganda now comes over with this one, looking for options. Asaba is one of those, certainly does well, keeping possession. Chance to bring this into the area. Fantastic defensive work from Ogaga Oduko, the left back. Here he is once again. Now chance to throw this one forward. Plays it into the midfield with the captain. Okikiora to Mayowa to Tanko. Now Ayobami. Back to Mayowa. Sizikena to Tijani. Flag is up. Ibrahim Jabba that had taken his steps a little early and closely watched by Adam Brahimi Ahmad, the third official from Chad. So look at an early substitution then for Nigeria. Is Mayowa Bayomi, who actually makes way for Fawaz Abdurahi. Fawaz Abdurahi will go straight into that midfield to try and protect at the back four alongside the captain Kikiora Tijani. Here he is having his first touch, finding his captain. 40 minutes of action here in Chamazi, still 0-0 between the Golden Eaglets and the Cabs. Fouls. Wisdom Obani out on the right now. Extreme right is a couple of options in the center. Ibrahim Jabba and Duko Ogaga is one of those. Look at this foul from Uganda's left back. The opportunity for Nigeria to find anyone in green inside that area will be taken by Shedrack Tanko. Lots of the ball, Tanko. Combines well with Ayobami on that right wing. So got to quickly head back and defend because he's best with Ivan Asaba. Well, Rogers Mugisha, as both Ugandan players keep interchanging play. Now Uganda have got to defend one of the taller players. Fawaz Abdurahi, fresh off the bench, is one of the options inside that area. Chance to throw this in. Easily taken out by Juma Ibrahim, only as far as Shedrack Tanko. Back by Fawaz in a big battle inside that Uganda's area between the captain Kizito and Obami. Both sides playing a 4-3-3 formation. It means if you don't have the ball, your striker is easily isolated. Situation on Obani on a couple of occasions in this game as we look at another opportunity for Uganda to have a throw-in and bring more problems for Nigeria's defense. Taken quickly, Justin Opiro. Kakaire losing possession to Fawaz, who does well to throw this one out to Ayobami. Now here comes the captain Tijani, throwing it forward, looking for Ubani. We get closer and closer to half time. Still 0-0 between these two sides. Nigeria now, once the flag is up again, it was chance for Gaga Oduko. So many of those chances we've seen. So many offsides as well. Suddenly good offensive play from both sides. They just can't hold their line. Would you rather say the defenses are doing well to keep the offside trap very, very clear and effectively? They suddenly are doing so. As we look at this, very, 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 very tight. Jeba. suggesting there was a foul. Ibrahim Jeba, I think it was tackle as well from, was it Andrew Kawea? Uganda's midfield. Now Kakaire to Opiro. Scott Rogers Mugisha in support right in front of him. Goes to the midfield, back to Kakaire. And from the National Stadium, we can confirm that Angola is leading Tanzania by 2-1. Ibrahim Jaba now. Chance to find anyone in green inside the area. Olatami, good chance as well. Good defensive play from Uganda. But Nigeria still in control of the ball. Olatami Alfred was one of the options. This is Shedrack Tanko now to bring this into the area. Looking for Juma. Wisdom Ubani and Ayobami Amo were the two options that Shedrack Tanko was targeting. And this is ended with Ayobami Amo, who just couldn't find the target. A free header actually inside Uganda's 6-yard box. Angola's lead over Tanzania. Uganda's position in the semi-finals now at risk. Certainly we'll know about that score at halftime. Very sure the technical team will tell them a thing or two from the other ground as we get into the final 2 minutes of additional time here in Chamazi. Still 0-0. A result that moves Nigeria to 7 points, Uganda to 4. This being the third group match now means it's looking like Uganda must pick points from here if they have to have the opportunity of actually moving on to the next round. Qualification for the semi-finals comes with added advantage of qualification to the Under-17 Africa representation to the FIFA World Cup. I hope in Brazil they'll join up with the finest youngsters from all over the world. All eyes will be on the referee very, very shortly as we get into the final few seconds of the first half. Juma. And that is it for the first half here in Chamazi. No goals between Nigeria and Uganda. Both sides have had their share of chances. Both goalkeepers have been called into action. But suddenly, none has found the back of the net. It will be disappointing for both coaches as they feel they easily could have gotten on the score sheet on different occasions. But it's suddenly been 0-0, meaning a very big second half awaits both Uganda and Nigeria, because at halftime from Chamazi, it is 0-0. Final pep talk from the Ugandan side, led by Ivan Asaba and the captain Gavin Kizito. The quick prayer as well, hoping for some divine intervention in that second half. They will need it, considering results from elsewhere will be very pivotal in how they make it to the next round and progress. And for Nigeria, they will know a draw is just enough to take them to the next round. So they probably will be the happier of the two sides as both sides head to the dressing rooms. The 2019 Total Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations doesn't come with matches bigger than